second pair, third pair, he doesn't care. Just calls down. It's definitely something to be aware of on this final table. I think like overall it's a pretty solid table. Most of the people are regs on this weekday. And yeah, I mean, we're just gonna, okay, checks against aces. It's gonna be interesting if some chips go back to MJ. So he's back to a1.8, which is good for me, I guess, because I don't really want him to have more chips than me. It's not like I build a lot of pressure on others, but... A7 against pocket sevens. Pocket sevens wins a 500k pot. Alright, I'm gonna open. Nothing fancy coming from Bruisemaker yet. Alright. That's really fishy. Will be early gangster to float here. I guess with a better backdoor draw, so I would just peel here one time. But I mean, that's just a very high likelihood it just jams turn. Go broke, right? Let's see what happens now. I think he's calling, yeah, ace king. Against the sixes, can he make his diamond? Yes, he does. No straight flush for this dude, and he's 2.5 and a threat to me now. I'm gonna raise it a little bit more again. Being at this stack depth against the 400k stacks, it's a little bit less. Interesting cold call here. He doesn't cold call that often actually, and I'm going to check back on this one here. I don't have many threes, but neither does he. So that's 2 times a pot. Interesting one. I mean, we both really, I mean, it would be a really sick jam here. We both really don't have many 6x. You really could have it here. Cold calling. And I really don't rep it well. I think I'm going to fold. Calling for the chop, like at a 4-to-1 risk ratio is probably not good here. And we scoop a pot. Close one, I would say. He could have jammed pre already, so that it takes out a lot of his pairs. So either, I mean, he could have hit, but I guess ace high I shouldn't be folding here. Exactly for that reason. I mean, he can still be shoving draws and puts me into the 3 million spot again. Yeah, I'm gonna 3-bet here. To 300k with the poker nines. And he had the pocket queens. Which technically on this run out we could have made him fold. But why use a hand like Pocket Nines that has some showdown value against some of his hands? No point in 3-betting here at all. I think check back was a bit fancy. Could have just bet. Would have been probably the better line. Now it's going to be really awkward raise here on the river. But the main reason I basically did it is to find out a little bit more about his behavior when I check back. Basically, I don't think it had a lot of value to bet the flop because he's just folding. I guess if I stab there, it's just like, okay, you got it, take it. And I just wanted to know whether he's basically, if I check behind, showing up with an overbet or something, but I haven't seen that kind of behavior by him yet. Against Brazil here, probably it would have had a better impact on, by checking back. The result would have been maybe him betting a little bit bigger, and then he would have a great hand to call down against overbets. Because you're basically at the top of your range, you kind of fold that hand, and you're gonna beat the value bets, I didn't really pay enough attention here. I think betting small and checking both makes sense here. It's not really a strong top pair. It's pretty vulnerable to overcards. And I think we can safely bet fold a turn here for about 120k. He sure has some 10x, but he has a lot of other hands as well. With a gut shot to have some backup, just in case he shows up with that hand. We're just going to check back the river. I hope he still has some, draws like 7-8, etc. Or that. It's pretty cool. That's gonna be a level now. He asked for a deal, and he might. That's such a level now. He's just gonna fold if he doesn't have a hand here, like most of the time. See, it's like whenever you make that deal and then you get the set, it's like they're gonna fold if you barrel them. And it's just a level because people know that you do that. And people who play you often, they know that whenever there's like a deal coming up or something. Yeah, I mean. Nice, he folds right away. Alright, we're gonna defend here. Nice top pair on the flop. And we're gonna have to call. All of our 7s, 5s, 8, 9, and then the 10x. 7, 6 suited. And he checks back on a turn. I don't think we have a value bet here. Sure, he could have 9s, 8s, but that's like very specific for a button range. Also could be that he turns some kind of showdown value. I think he's definitely capable of making some thin value bets here on the river with a queen X suited. I mean, it's not even that thin in a heads up spot. He had ace king of diamonds apparently. He's ready to bomb some turns. Then he let go, and I thought that he still has some showdown value. Like, by betting so big, he kind of forces me to call a range that has him beat. So he's not going to have showdown value there that often on a run out. Alright, 7 queens suited. I'm going to find a limp here. And step the flop. Actually, I'm checking. The backdoor flush draw too. Gonna have to also observe his betting. Interesting. Alright, I'm not gonna have too many diamonds here. Check calling the flop. He's not gonna have the top of his range either yet that often. Huh. Alright. Another spot where we're not defending enough. We basically can't just fold all the time here. What does he really represent here? I mean, I check call on the flop. Do I have better hands? I have some 8x. Does he really check diamonds on a turn? Like, not too many. He has a 15 value bet of 2 pair. Interesting. Played, I guess. Very close. It's really more about my range that I was really capped there, so I feel it was necessary for me to defend a 7. I mean, how fucking lucky are you that you have that hand in the bring in? You know? It's just so ridiculous. And then catch running queens. I mean, I guess we're just gonna have to dodge that. All right. Okay, we're gonna go for a little bit of larger sizing here, making sure our ace is more clean. Interesting. This is a value bet. Is it? Is it not? He could have ace x of spades, could have a 5 even. He could call the small blind. Could have a pair. The problem is I really do look like I have ace x of spades as well sometimes, and that's really good rivers. I'm gonna check. And he has pocket jacks, pocket pair. Lucky me. Anyway. Alright, let's raise it up. Suited hand on the button. Easy raise fold. Okay, so you got 3 bet. Alright, now he cold calls. What? Did we just flop the killer hand? Alright, we're gonna bet a little bit on the larger side. We turn a flush. And this is not as strong as it looks like. So we're gonna bet half pot. Interesting. It's basically representing a stronger flush in his cold call range. Yeah, I mean, it makes some sense, but we're gonna actually call him here. Oh God, what is this? I was gonna check a lot on this river because we have the ace and the king of diamonds fairly often. I can comfortably fold if he jams here, because all his semi bluffs that basically check min raise a turn now got there and he can just go all in. And if he actually was bluffing, this is just, oh God, this is so insane, man. Well, I guess easy fold, right? He might be, I mean, it might be real stupid enough to, I shouldn't level myself here. Just has it, right? Check all the flop for that, he always needs a hand. It's really insane if he took some weird hand there. That was a very, very lucky hand by him. He could easily check raise any diamonds or top pair here. Okay, he goes for the min check raise again. Or else, obviously, we're not going to do anything but call. Pretty dry turn. Even makes it better because he cannot have deuces now, or just one combo. And he's only ice 5 offsuit, and we're going to take it down. Heads up, poker. Let's go. Snap, I agree. He just wanted to go behind.